Ladies, stop with the filters. Okay? Really, stop with the filters. Because you become a missing person, we're out here looking for Miss America when we
Let me see you without that beard. As he has a filter on his video. I see all my friends on social media, and then when I see them in person, and I'm like, what happened to them? Can't stop, won't stop. This guy has a point. Bro got catfished. That was a great observation. He just made a good point. Imagine being handed a photo of a missing person, but the image is filtered, altering their real appearance. Now, you're searching for someone who looks nothing like the photo you have. It could even reach a point where you passed by the actual missing person without realizing it, simply because the photo had been altered. This shows just how much filtered photos can distort reality, even in serious situations. There are two things people can do to avoid these issues. They can either stop using filters completely or only use them sparingly, making minor corrections instead of completely transforming their appearance. The excessive use of filters is becoming a concern, especially when people use them to the extent that they look like a completely different person. It's understandable to want to look your best, but excessive use isn't a good idea. It becomes especially worrying when individuals feel the need to rely so heavily on filters that their true appearance is masked. This is something to be careful about. Using filters should be about small enhancements, not total transformations. While a few adjustments might seem harmless, overuse can lead to unrealistic expectations and make real-life encounters awkward.
She noticed that filters are becoming popular, and many people are relying on them to make themselves look better. But at the same time, it's giving them unrealistic ideas of themselves. So she decided to advise them on it.
What is this? I don't even look like this. Nobody looks like this. Please stop using this shit. Please, for your own mental health and sanity. Because you will never look like this. And if you get used to seeing yourself like this in pictures and in videos, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you're not going to like what you see. And you should absolutely love what's in the mirror. You should love it because that's natural. That's you. That's authentic.
That was a valid point. It's slowly getting out of hand. Some people can't even post anything without some form of alteration.
Not this fucking visual Botox plastic surgery BS, okay? This ain't real. None of this. I hope I could. Can I change it? Listen, I look so much more beautiful without this filter. Okay. Okay, I can't see. But okay, I just have to say that. Y'all are beautiful. Beautiful without the filter.
I 100% agree. I was thinking the same. Even though she didn't turn off the filter, she preached about it. Take the filter off then. She has a valid point. Filters give those who use them a false idea of themselves, and this is indirectly causing self-esteem issues. There are cases where users have stated that they no longer feel comfortable posting a photo or video without some form of alteration. The funny part is when people who heavily rely on filters feel uncomfortable on a date when their date gets shocked, after realizing the person in front of them looks completely different from the one they've been chatting with online. But honestly, this reaction from their date should be expected. They know there's a big difference between the photos they post and what they see in the mirror daily. The most important part of her video was when she mentioned how getting used to filters makes people start to dislike what they see in the mirror. This is a real issue that many tend to ignore. The overuse of filters is not just about altering photos, it's about altering how people feel about themselves. Many individuals have reached a point where they can't share an unaltered photo, and this is concerning. Everyone should feel comfortable and confident enough in their own body to share a plain, unfiltered image without hesitation.
From the moment they met, he decided to cancel their date as she didn't look the same as on social media. He felt catfished and left.
I just tried going on a blind date and I was extremely humbled. Extremely humbled. As soon as I walk up, this man is drinking a glass of wine. I'm like, oh, hi. He's like, when I sit down, he's like, I'm sorry, this is awkward, but this isn't it for me. And I'm like, no, it's not awkward. That's fine. Like, I get it. Sometimes you can feel right off the bat. I'm just curious, what is the reason? Like, what energy did I bring that made you so quickly be like, oh, no. But I'm like, I get it too. Sometimes I feel that energy, and I respect you being like, this isn't it. He says, you don't look like the last time I saw you or your pictures on Instagram.
At least he was honest. It's better than getting blocked afterwards without an explanation.
I have the beauty filter on right now, but I do not Facetune my pictures. When I upload pictures on my stories, I put like the Paris filter on, but like, fucking sue me. Like, sorry. Beauty filter off. Like, I don't think I look that different. Like, no, my skin is not perfect by any means, but enough to send someone away on the first 5 seconds of a fucking day. Which I'm not mad at this guy, because when it's not it, you know, it's not it. But fucking A, dating is hard. I am in the trenches right now. And I'm not trying to catfish anybody. Like, I'm just, I turn the beauty filter back on because, yeah, it makes me prettier.
You're gorgeous. I live in Denver, and I would love the opportunity to take you on a date. The dude is missing out. I prefer honesty. It may sting a bit, but I'd rather not be strung along. The universe did you a favor. You didn't need someone like that in your life anyway. You're gorgeous. To not even give it a chance is wild energy. And this is why I avoid filters altogether. Babes, he just wanted to humble you. He knows he's not in your league. He understands that he knows you are a beautiful butterfly. You're beautiful. His loss. Rejection is redirection. But who exactly did he see online? Nobody should act surprised when their date gets shocked after meeting them, especially when they've been displaying a filtered version of themselves online. This is one of the reasons why people should do their best to avoid posting heavily edited or filtered photos, particularly on dating apps. Using filters might give the other person a false sense of what you really look like, making it harder for them to connect with the real you when you finally meet in person. It's important to recognize that while filters might make you look better online, they don't necessarily serve you well when it comes to real-life interactions. What's the point of presenting a version of yourself that you don't look like in reality? Don't they consider how the other person will feel when they meet in person and realize they've been talking to someone who looks completely different? It can make the whole experience feel like meeting a stranger. Unless you're aiming for a relationship where you never see each other in person, it's best to avoid altering your photos. Mainly on dating apps, where appearance often plays a significant role in first impressions. It's good that she wasn't offended by his honesty. She seemed to understand where he was coming from, and probably she would have felt the same if she had been talking to someone whose photos didn't match their actual appearance. At least he was straightforward and explained the real reason he lost interest. This kind of honest feedback can help her make adjustments to avoid similar situations in the future. It's certainly better than pretending everything is fine and ghosting later without any explanation. His honesty will likely benefit her in the long run.
Please tell me, how do you turn down hundreds of men on dating apps? Hundreds. And you match with a guy for 2 months, everything goes well, you have the same values, same standards, everything goes well, and then he tells you that he doesn't see a future because of your cultural differences. And you turn down hundreds of guys, and then you get turned down by that one guy.
She probably missed the guy who would be willing to give the commitment she desires. He is definitely among those 100 men she rejected.
Oh my God. If I don't laugh, I'm gonna cry.
Because that one guy is rare and has options. Imagine you still get 100 chances to date. For most guys, you barely have one chance. Same. Always pick the wrong one. I think this is just an excuse. I have still 0 matches, while you already surpassed and turned down 300. The love of your life is in the 100, but you didn't want him. This is easy to answer. Since she selected him out of 100 men, it's clear that he fits the typical Chad, and we know what that type tends to do best. They're usually in it for a short time, not for the long-term commitment. What she didn't realize is that many other women are also attracted to the same man she chose. As a result, he likely found another option and decided to pursue it. She knows what she should do to avoid this kind of situation, but she didn't want to take that step. The man who would have been able to give her the love and stability she seeks was probably among the 100 men she rejected. Now she's the one who is experiencing rejection. This experience will give her a taste of what it's like to be on the receiving end of rejection. Now she understands what guys feel when they get turned down, and perhaps this will lead her to be more considerate in the future when rejecting others. It's an important lesson, and hopefully, it helps her realize that the person best suited for her might not always be the most outwardly attractive option.
Welcome to our self-development section. Today we have another great life lesson. I know for sure many will identify themselves with it. We want to make sure that you are well aware of your surroundings and the roles everyone around you is playing in your life. It will determine your future. This image is self-explanatory, and most of us have already gone through a situation where we knew the person next to us was there just to take. They were just enjoying the benefits of being by our side, but there was no contribution to our progress. They weren't doing anything to help us move forward, and in most cases we went along with it when we should have let them go. A lot of us don't go further in life because we are surrounded by takers and those who are holding us back, and it's in our best interest to identify them and decide whether to keep them around or not. One thing we have to be clear, depending on our journey, not everyone will be able to go with us, and this is a fact we have to accept. I know most of us would like to go to the next level with everyone, but it's not possible, and we have to come to terms with it. So it's in our best interest to keep an eye on the roles everyone is playing in our life in general, so we know what to do. This is another great image. Those who already made it can easily relate. They definitely experienced it at some point. One thing we must understand is that we can count on God and ourselves only when it comes to getting back on our feet. In some rare cases, if we are lucky, we will find a person who will support us on it, but it's not common, so you will have to rely on yourself, especially when it relates to going after our dreams. Once you accept it, things will get better for you. You must do it. This is all for today's video, and we hope you like it. Check our channel tomorrow for another exciting video.